Hey there! Are you curious about what a solopreneur business model looks like? In today's video, we're going to address what makes the solopreneur business model so different from other business models, plus some best practices for having success with your solopreneur business. My name is Sagan Morrow, and I'm an anti-hustle productivity strategist and internationally board-certified success and life coach who specializes in working with solopreneurs. Be sure to grab my free training, Anti-Hustle Secrets to Solopreneur Success, at saganmorrow.com/training. I'll post that link below. Now let's get into today's video, the solopreneur business model. What makes this different from other business models? There's two things that I want to focus on for our video today. Number one is that your business is essentially you and vice versa when you are a solopreneur. This means that work-life balance takes on a whole new meaning, because if your business is also your personal life, then what even is work-life balance? So this is where you really want to be very careful about how you are navigating things, ensuring that you have really good energy management and ensuring that everything that you are doing in your business and your life is very intentional, strategic, and aligns fully with your values and your goals. And that there's really joy and fun and pleasure infused into every aspect of it, because if you're spending that much time and energy on your business, since it's a huge part of your personal life, then you definitely want to make sure that you're enjoying it and having fun with it. I was recently chatting with a friend who is working a 9-to-5 job, and she was saying, you know what, Sagan, I don't think that it's important for me to love my 9-to-5 job. I don't think that it's necessary in life to love your job. And I agreed with her. I said, yeah, absolutely. It's okay to not love your 9-to-5 job, especially because then it can free up a lot more time and energy to do things in your personal life and to really fully enjoy your time outside of work. However, when it comes to having your own business, because again of the sheer amount of time and energy that you put into it, you really should love it. You should very much enjoy what you do for a living as a solopreneur. Otherwise, why are you even having your own business, right? It takes up a lot of time and energy. So you really want to make sure that it is something that does bring you joy and that you are passionate about. So that's one of the big things about the solopreneur business model, is that your business is essentially you and vice versa. With a traditional business that is not a solopreneur business, there can be a lot more division between you as an individual versus your business. You can sell your business. You can have other people taking full control over your business. You can pass it off to other people. But as a solopreneur, that line can get a little bit blurry. So you really want to keep that in mind. And I will have some best practices for making sure that you're doing a really good job with that in just a moment. The other thing that I want to focus on for today's video, when it comes to the difference between solopreneur business model versus other types of businesses, is that you are the one doing everything as the solopreneur. You don't have employees to pass things off to. You might have contractors, but it's not necessary, right? I myself, I've been in business for over 12 years as a solopreneur. I had an intern very briefly for a short period of time. I had a business partner for a short period of time. And I've contracted a few small things out here and there, but the only piece that I currently contract out is my accountant. And everything else I do myself. I do not have employees. I do not have an assistant. I don't have contractors or anything like that currently. That is it. And so a lot of you, as a solopreneur yourself, is going to be probably similar. You might have contractors, but you won't have employees, because then you're no longer a solopreneur, right? So in this case, you are the one doing everything. You wear all the hats. You are wearing all the hats. You are doing a lot of different pieces in your business. And what this means is that you are fully responsible for your business. No one else is responsible for it. You need to be very good at juggling things, and you need to be able to put on one hat and then be able to take it off and put on another hat, probably on a daily basis almost. So that means that you're wearing your CEO hat at one point, you might be wearing your marketing hat at another point, your creative hat at another point. All of these different things, you need to be able to juggle these things. And those are all very different skill sets that you then need to develop, which is really cool and a lot of fun to be able to learn all of the different aspects of business and to be able to do it all really well. There's a lot that goes into it, which can be really exciting and again, really fun to do. This also means that you really need to work on your relationship with yourself, because you need to treat yourself kindly and fairly, and you need to be able to critique yourself and improve yourself without beating yourself up or tearing yourself down. You need to be able to treat yourself just like you would if you had a team member or employees or a business partner or anything like that. You need to be able to treat yourself really, really well. And as a result, you very much need to have a good relationship with yourself. If you do not currently have a good relationship with yourself, that's okay. This is something that you can work on, all right? And I am happy to help you with this as well. I have the Solopreneur CEO 6-month one-on-one coaching program where we work on things exactly like that to ensure that you are developing a solopreneur business that really supports you and that you have a really good relationship with yourself, that you're able to juggle everything in a way that feels really good for you and enjoyable, all of that kind of stuff. So you can learn more about that at saganmorrow.com/CEO. I'll share that link below. Now, how do you need to approach your solopreneur business model differently than other business models? What are some best practices that you can employ with your solopreneur business model? I have 5 tips that I want to share with you today. This is not an exhaustive list. There are other things that you can do, but let's start with these 5 for today's video. Number 1 is to focus on your lifestyle wants and needs first, and then create your business around that. Structure your business, design your business, build your business around your personal life. This is very important for you as a solopreneur because, again, you kind of are your business and vice versa. So you want to make sure that everything in your business is rooted around your personal values, your current lifestyle and your ideal lifestyle, right? Your personal goals, how your brain works, your learning style, your personality, all of these different things. If you have anxiety or ADHD, if you are a parent with little kids, if you would love to travel the world, right? All of these different things are really good to take into account. If you're like me and you suffer from chronic insomnia and chronic nightmares, then you'll want to take that into account when you are designing your schedule for your business, right? If you're an introvert versus an extrovert, all of these different things are really good to take into consideration so that when you are creating your business, everything fully supports all of those different aspects of who you are and what you want and need from your personal life. Your business can support that. That brings us to tip number 2, which is to set up your business systems, strategies, and processes in a way that works for you. Okay, so this involves customizing everything to your unique wants and needs, and to really stop just copying and pasting what you see other people doing in the industry, right? Just because you see other people doing it a particular way doesn't mean that it is the only way or the best way, or that it's going to be a really good fit for you. So you always want to make sure that everything that you are doing in your business is really set up to work very well for you. Okay, all of your business systems and strategies and processes, all right? So tip number 1, really get very clear and understand at a very deep level what you want and need on a personal level, and then create your business around that. And tip number 2 builds on that by making sure that you're setting up all of your business systems and strategies and processes, business foundations, all of these different things in a way that works very well for you. Tip number 3 is to develop self-honesty and self-trust. So this comes back to tip number 1, really being very honest with yourself about what you genuinely, actually, truly desire. This can be really tough. It can actually be very difficult for some people, especially if you've kind of just gone through the motions or if you've done things in your life in a certain way because that's what you assumed you should do. This can be a really tricky one to work on, but it makes such a huge difference. And I would strongly recommend that you work on developing your self-honesty and self-trust skills. Really understand what you deeply desire. And then also learn how to trust yourself. Trust that you know what is best for you, that you are the one who knows what's best for you. Trust that you are fully capable of doing different things. And also, again, simultaneously with the self-honesty piece, understand where you might currently be lacking and where you might need some support, where you might need to develop your skills further in different areas of business, right? All of those types of pieces. So you really want to make sure that you are constantly developing these skills of self-honesty and self-trust. We never hit a certain point where we cannot be any more honest with ourselves, or we cannot trust ourselves any further. There's always more work that we can do with that. So constantly developing that self-honesty and self-trust is going to be a really big factor here. And that also connects back to what I mentioned earlier about having a really good relationship with yourself. If you are developing self-honesty and self-trust, that's going to really help with your relationship with yourself. Tip number 4 builds on that, and it is learn how to communicate really well with yourself. So as you're developing this relationship with yourself, as you're building your self-honesty and your self-trust, you also want to make sure that you're communicating effectively with yourself. There can be a lot of communication problems. This is actually a huge issue that I see with many solopreneurs. Oftentimes, they will have communication problems with their clients or customers, and that can escalate into problems. And so you absolutely want to work on that piece. That is a really, really important factor. But you really want to make sure that you're communicating very well with yourself too. And this is something where a lot of solopreneurs, again, kind of run into some problems. So a couple of things that you can do with communicating more effectively within yourself is to do performance reviews for yourself. As a solopreneur, yes, you should absolutely do performance reviews for yourself and with yourself. So really auditing your performance, assessing how well you're doing in your business, in your life, with the people around you, with your community, with your clients and customers, and assessing things, and then moving forward, creating sort of plans of action and strategies and understanding how you can improve your performance and then implementing that. So that's one piece, is doing performance reviews as a solopreneur. The other piece of this, when it comes to communicating really well with yourself, is to do routine business audits. You could do these on a weekly basis or on a monthly basis, where you are auditing what's going on in your business, identifying what's working, what's not working, why is that working, why is that not working, and then pivoting and assessing how you want to move forward as a result of doing that audit and assessment. Tip number 5 to wrap everything up is to keep things simple. Stop overcomplicating. This is another huge problem that I see many solopreneurs do. We have this tendency, this inclination to overcomplicate things as much as possible. We always want things to be much more complicated than they really need to be. So really always constantly bring it back to, how can this be simplified? What can I do to simplify this just a little bit more? Pretty much everything can always be simplified, at least by like 3 to 5%, at least. So always adding that in, connecting it back to, where am I overcomplicating things? What can I do to simplify this just a little bit? And again, you really want to do this because you are just one person. As a solopreneur, you are responsible for everything. You are juggling everything in your business. So why wouldn't you want to keep this a little bit simpler for yourself? And this also comes back to using energy management as that foundation for time management, which if you've watched my videos before, then you will know that I'm a big proponent of energy management. It's really the foundation of healthy, not toxic productivity and really good time management. So constantly bringing things back to, how can I make things easier for myself? How can I work with my energy levels and my creativity levels? All of that type of thing. Okay. So there are your 5 tips for best practices with your solopreneur business model. Again, this does not cover absolutely everything, but this is a really good starting point for you if you are looking to upgrade your solopreneur business model and take back control with it and really see even more success as a solopreneur. Now, I can help you with all of these things. So if you are looking at these 5 different things and you're thinking, okay, I want to be able to do this, but I want some guidance or some support with this, or I want to learn a lot more about them. I want some help with implementing all of this. Then I am here to support you. I work with solopreneurs in my 6-month one-on-one coaching program, Solopreneur CEO. So you can learn more about that and book your spot at saganmorrow.com/CEO. And for an extremely limited time, for today only, you can now test drive Solopreneur CEO with an obligation-free 90-minute introductory single session. Again, this is only available until the end of the day today, so you will definitely want to book that spot now if that is of interest to you. If you love the idea of Solopreneur CEO, but you're kind of nervous about committing to a full 6 months, then this is the perfect option for you. You can visit saganmorrow.com/single to book that single introductory session right now. So again, this will be a 90-minute session where you and I will hop on a call and we will do some goal setting. So we'll get you really clear and focused about what you want from your business, make sure that it reflects what you want from your life. We'll do some productivity audits. So we'll take a look at what you've currently got set up in your business and identify some areas where you can improve upon your productivity systems or strategies or methods. So we'll come up with some specific concrete action steps that you can implement that will be fully customized to you. And then we'll also work through some mindset issues. So anything that's currently holding you back in your business, if you're experiencing perfectionism or imposter syndrome or people pleasing or, all kinds of different, fears or anything like that that's holding you back, we'll dig into a little bit of that and do some mindset coaching and be able to unpack and process some of those things so that you can uncover some of those internal bottlenecks and start working through them. We will do all of this in this 90-minute test drive session. All right. After our 90-minute session, I will then send you a recap email with full takeaways from our session. So you don't have to worry about taking notes during our session. I will take the notes for you. I will provide you with that recap so you have a comprehensive bullet point recap of all of the things that we discussed, which is so, so helpful for you. You'll also get a recording of our session. So if you want to revisit it at any time, you can absolutely do that. And again, I will provide you with those tangible action steps so that you can take what we did during our 90-minute session and you'll have practical things that you can do moving forward to implement the things that we talked about. You can book your test drive single session at saganmorrow.com/single. Now, after we do this session together, if you decide that yes, you do want to book the full 6 months of Solopreneur CEO, then that's fantastic. In that case, I will give you a credit that fully reimburses you for the single session that you booked. So you can basically view this 90-minute session as a deposit for the full 6-month program of Solopreneur CEO. If, on the other hand, you decide that you're good after this one session, it was great, and you're not wanting to do a full 6 months, that's okay too. In that case, you will still walk away with some really good goal setting, productivity action plan, and some mindset coaching that you can implement. And again, those action steps you can take action on after the session. And we will have made some headway with your internal bottlenecks. So you will still get a win, several wins from having done our 90-minute session together. It's completely obligation free. You do not need to book the full 6-month program after the fact unless you want to. All right. So again, this is only available. This introductory test drive session is only available when you book your spot today, Friday, April 28th. So you can book that at saganmorrow.com/single. Link is in the show notes. Okay, if you enjoyed our video today about the solopreneur business model, then please subscribe to my channel, turn notifications on so you'll be the first to know when future videos go live. Give this video the thumbs up and also drop a comment sharing your favorite takeaway from this video or any other questions that you have that you would love for me to answer in a future video. Don't forget to attend my free on-demand training, Anti-Hustle Secrets to Solopreneur Success at saganmorrow.com/training. It teaches you how to fix your solopreneur problem areas so you can skyrocket your success. Enjoy!